Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. I am Abe with MysticGenMara.com, a small town mystic from the middle of Idaho. And tonight, whenever you happen to be seeing this, I would like to offer the mid-April elemental energy reading for the elemental energy of Earth. And Earth covers the zodiac signs of Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. And with these bonus readings, I use the Celtic Cross, which is a nice basic covers everything type reading style. I do have a couple of little things that I adjust to it because it makes more sense to me, so we work with that energy, and then afterwards we take a quick peek at a couple of oracle cards giving us a little bit of clarity, some insight, or maybe just answer some questions that you've had. So that's where we are at today. If you've never had your charts read and you're curious, there is a link in the description for a natal chart, and it comes with what's called the Merlin report, and it gives you your 12 house display with all of the bits and bobs on it, and then it gives you a 10 to 20 page description of what all those mean, which for me, I am not super strong with the astrology world. It was actually super helpful, and I'll go back to that exact chart multiple times. There's just so much there that you can work with. The other cool part is it gives you what your energy alignment is as far as the elements. For example, mine is water, air dominant. So for me, it's very interesting to see how that plays out, because just from your elemental side of things, it can actually reveal a great deal about you as a person, and that's not even getting into the zodiac, that's just the elements. So definitely worth checking out if you haven't yet. All of the decks that I use are linked in the description as well. With that, we will get started. And this first card is a significator. This is who you are in the moment. Earth. Well, this looks a little interesting for you for April. Your card, this is who you are. We have number 16. This is the Tower. So Earth, are you going through some creation? A little bit of something needs to be broken down to be rebuilt. There's definitely like they're showing like rearranging the house, stripping out cabinets because they just don't work anymore. But there's something that's going on where you're cleaning house. You've got to do some quote-unquote destruction to be able to allow new energy to come in. So as a significator, that is big. That's saying that there is a shift going on for our Earth family this month, and that not everything that's shifting around is going to get thrown out. Some things need to be let go, others need to be repurposed. And that's what I'm hearing for this is, Earth, you're starting off with, basically you shook your snow globe. So something's going on big for Earth this cycle, and that's just, you're getting ready to do some major growth and adjustments. But when you have that, like when the dragon's wrapping himself around the tower, what's happening is almost a complete upheaval depending on what area of life this is. And it's saying, this no longer serves you. It's time to shake things up and reset. So something that doesn't work anymore is going to get tossed out. Something that does may get repurposed into a different, possibly better position within your life. So the energy that's crossing you, you're starting off with a real intense reading here, Earth, because you're doing the major arcana. These are big life lessons. Your second one is the Emperor, number 4. So there's going to be a masculine energy that maybe that you're pushing against. There may be something that's coming in that is really not what you want to hear. I'm hearing that this is a challenge for you because this particular type of masculine energy is too much domineering energy. And so this could be, the shakeup could be coming from, you have this aspect of, I will control the situation, and the universe is like, no. Or it could be there's another person in your life, and they're saying if you're in a relationship and there's an outside party who's trying to dictate what you do, and in this aspect it could be a mother or father and mother-in-law, father-in-law, whatever, something like that, that is pushing on you. This is saying, you know what, this is a shakeup. You need to go find a hobby somewhere else. Leave me alone. And if it's a boss that's doing it, this could be the time to like find out what's going on and maybe escalate it beyond the boss to try to fix the problem. that kind of energy is not working for you right now. There's definitely this, they're just saying domineering, strong energy. What's funny is the Emperor is usually a very beneficial card, but as a cross, it's someone who's in authority that is causing chaos or is trying to overbear you, is what I keep hearing. So definitely be aware that that could be something coming up. And with that Tower energy, Earth, you are shaking things up, so it could be time to quit the job or get a different job. Start putting those feelers out if you've been considering it. And in the relationship, it could be the time to really re-examine how that outside force plays into things. By shaking it up, it could be, you know what, we're not hanging out with so-and-so anymore. So your higher self energy, which is higher self, your influences, your conscious mind is what they say, but I don't like that term, so we'll go with higher self. We have the Five of Cups. Your higher self is saying, do not worry about things you lose through this process. Earth, you are going through a shift and transition. The dragon in the image is upset because 3 of his cups have spilled, ignoring the fact that you still have these. This is the stuff that has this tower energy, this bombardment of changes occurring. Don't focus on the things that you're losing. Focus on the things that are still important, the things that are still there. That's the spouse, that's the family, that's your coworkers, that's the type of job. Maybe not at this particular business, maybe it's another one. Focus on the things that are important, your health, your happiness, your peace. Peace of mind is huge. That doesn't mean you're not going to have challenges, and that's not what this card is saying. It's saying focus on what's important to you. The rest of it will eventually sift through, but if you focus on what's important, it makes things more, it gives you the ability to see the open door better. So your subconscious self, or your shadow energy, is the Queen of Swords. Swords are the elemental energy of air, so this is your contrary energy. And being the queen, this is a divine feminine aspect, but this is like a teacher. This is something that's very strong with the intellect, and they're saying that this is something that you have repressed, something you've pushed back, whether it's admitting that maybe that person was right and that person just happened to be a female, or if it was something that you know better, but you keep pushing it behind you. Like, no, I'm not going to do it. When we have a shadow energy come up like this, especially with the conflict you've got going on elsewhere, Earth, it's saying this is something that you do not want to admit. That sword energy, which is contrary to your energy, which would be pentacles or coins in this deck, is saying the sword, there's action that needs to be happening. There's an illusion that needs to be cut away, and it could be a feminine energy that's coming in. The Queen of Swords is definitely the logical aspect of the divine feminine, not the emotional. So when we have that, this is the energy of cutting away illusion. When you look, there is some sadness when you remove this illusion. That's the shadow saying, it's not going to be pleasant to go through this, but the rewards are all the blue butterflies. That's the peace. That's that release of the tension and the headache. Things may not be great to start with, but there is joy at the end of winter, and that's the energy that's coming forward for you from your shadow. Is don't see this as just a negative experience. See this as this tower moment you're dealing with right now as, how can I learn from this and how can I improve from it? What can I keep from everything going on right now and move it into rebuilding a better position in my life? Not the most comfortable thing to do, but that's where we're at. Your history, so your past, and they usually say the time period, so this could be the last 30 days, or if you are looking at things from a point of, this is a set of time you're in, it could be the last 6 months, it could be the last year, but that's your past we're looking at. We have number 10 with the Wheel of Fortune. This is a cycle that has been progressing. Something that you've been aware of. Now's the time for the chaos part to go on. That's that tower. But this is not an unknown thing. What is going on right now is something that you have. Earth, they're saying that you knew this was coming. You just didn't want to deal with it. That's where this illusion comes in. So you're definitely in a position now where the universe has stepped forward and said, okay, shake the globe. Earth, you wanted to make these changes. You knew this was coming. Now is the time where the universe has stepped in. when you put the intentions out there, when it comes to a certain point, I call it the critical mass point, you can't stop that motion. You mean you can, it's just not comfortable. So where you're at right now is you've kind of been asking for this, that Wheel of Fortune energy is you've been looking for the change. You've been looking for this shift in dynamic. You've been wanting to make the changes, so you've been putting out the affirmations, you've been setting things in place. Now it's time, the tower moment. Time to take apart what's there, keep what works, ditch the rest. And your history, that's what they're saying with this, the wheel, is your history has been showing you this has been building to this point. This isn't just a surprise, it's been something that's been working towards it. Your future, so the next 30 days, 6 months, year, however you set your time frames up here, is the Two of Swords. This is a time of recovery. This next little period is going to, after this chaos goes that you're going through right now settles down, there's the recovery period, but the recovery is coming with knowledge and wisdom. Wisdom, in the way I look at wisdom, is knowledge plus experience equals wisdom. You've had the knowledge, you knew what was coming, you've had the experience, because this is your future. Now you get to absorb the lesson. You've rebuilt your tower, and in this case, you've also fortified it because you have protection. That's what these are. And as the dragon is pulling away, it's saying, I've done what I needed to do outside. Now it's time to turn inside. This is a period after everything gets settled down here. They're really saying, do the self-care, do the inner healing, work within what you can accomplish. If it's like your spouse situation, you had to, maybe get after mother-in-law or father-in-law to be like, back off. Deal with your spouse. Do something together with each other. Make sure that, you guys are good. If it's at work and there was a big shakeup because, grumpy manager got tossed, make sure that where you're at now is good. Make sure your coworkers, the ones that you're close to, make sure everyone's doing all right. It doesn't mean you have to go out of your way, but don't shut completely down either. Like, check where you're at, make sure you're doing good, make sure your circle's doing good. Your future here is very much a strong healing, and with the moon in a crescent, it's also saying this is working both in the physical world and the subconscious. So whatever's happening here can be a little bit rough. Does not mean it's going to stay that way. It means you're going to come out of it. You're actually going to come out of it better off. This was the next logical step in the journey that you have been on Earth. That's what they are bringing forward. So your current attitude, this is the inner world of where you're at. We have the page, the Page of Cups. Your inner world is almost like you're excited, but you're not sure what's going to happen. It's kind of like he's looking at his reflection. He's about to stuff his face in that pond, and then he's going to be upset because his face is wet. But you are excited about this change deep down inside. You don't want to admit it, but you know that maybe this is the reason, or maybe this is how I get the promotion. Maybe this is how I see that next job offer, because you're looking at this with the cups, emotional peace, joy, happiness. You have a swan saying better things are on the way. You're kind of this guy right now. You're staring into the water, and the Page of Cups, this is, think of yourself as an apprentice. So there's something new coming, and you're excited for that part. You just don't realize that to get to that next step, there's going to be a growth period that's not always the most comfortable. So your environment, this is the outside influences. This is the stuff that you don't have control over that could be coming in to affect you. We have the Queen of Cups. You have a lot of water support in this. So actually your water is going to be a benefit for you. And going along that, distraction. Water could be the element that supports you the most in this reading and as you go through this month. So if you are earth dominant, water secondary, this is probably going to hit a little closer to home than what you want. If you're earth dominant and your partner is water dominant, this could be definitely where you get your support and what helps guide you through this. But with water coming up as the outside energy, this is something that's outside of your physical body that is coming into, in this aspect, help you understand what is happening, but also help you grow through it. Water contains all of the emotions and the ups and downs of life, all the chaos, but it also allows you to grow and fit into where you are. And with you have the water energy here, which is one of the Undines. At this point, it's a dragon version. And this is a guide for you to help you process. This is an outside energy that is coming in to support you. They're saying being queen, it's probably a feminine of some form, whether it's, a little bit more of a feminine male, or if it's a woman. The energy that's coming in is going to be a lot more gentle in this aspect, but it's coming in to support you. These outside influences, things that you can't control, this is saying the Queen of Cups wants to basically reward you. You've done the work, you're coming out on the other side, and this is the result, is you actually come out in a better mental and emotional state. So Earth, even though this month could be a little bit touchy, a lot of things going on here, it's actually going to benefit you in the long term. In the moment, you're not going to see it. Straight up, not to be rude, you're not going to see it. After it's over and you're starting that process of healing from everything because you survive it, that's when you come into this, I'm actually in a really better spot. That survival part was like a little sketch, I don't want to deal with this anymore. But now that you've come out the other side, even though you're healing from it, you feel better. Like you knew you had to deal with this because now you're in a better spot. So your hopes and fears. You have a lot of beginning energy I'm getting right here too. So there's some, as you're changing, something new is coming in. Because you have the Page of Pentacles. This is your energy. This is the apprentice I was talking about again. With the Page of Pentacles, or coins, depending on decks again, this is where you are looking for a new master. This is goal. How do I get goal? You have a little guide up here, a little black dragon, that is kind of your higher self in one aspect, saying, focus on what's important. And with this card, what we're getting in this, where its placement is, with hopes and fears, your hope right now is that when you get done with the chaos, you're going to be in a better spot, which according to this reading, you are. That's just kind of plain and simple. There's going to be some healing and quiet time afterwards, which is necessary, but you're going to be in a way better position if you keep your focus on what's important. That's the key to this. And that's the Page of Pentacles. So you're the apprentice, meaning you're starting a new chapter of your life. What chapter are you picking? Are you going to pick the great chapter where things are getting better, where things are improving, you're in a better job, you propose to that person, however that plays out? Or are you going to go the fear route? I'm not going to be okay after this. It's going to fall apart. My life's destroyed. And then crash. You get to pick. The hopes and fears are saying you are at the crossroads. This old time is over. New things are available. Are you going to pick the road of prosperity, of joy, of expansion, of growth? Are you going to pick the path of frustration, fear, and doubt? Once the dust settles, Earth, you're going to be in a position to pick your path. Your support system is eager for the future and wants you to understand how happy things can be. It's up to you what direction you pick at that point. So your hopes and fears are literally based on your choices after the dust settles. The overall outcome is number 6, the Lovers. So when we look at this, this means that the union of opposites has occurred. Things that were maybe not where they wanted to be have been reset. In a reading like this one, with as much ups and downs as you've got going on this month, Earth, it's saying once everything is over, once the dust settles, you will be in a much better place. If you're, if it's a kind of chaos going on with the relationship is going to be in a way better spot. If it's a business situation, whether it's moving into a new position, moving into or the person who's oppressing you, that crossing energy moves out. Whatever moves here is going to leave you in a better spot. The Lovers are union. The Lovers are ecstasy. The Lovers are joy. And the Lovers bring a balance back. Things right now, Earth, are not feeling balanced for you. And I do apologize for that because that's the cards reading. But they're saying that this is a necessary step for you to move forward. This was something that was bound to happen, unfortunately, because you had put things in place that the universe brought them into fruition so that you could move beyond where you currently are. Where you are isn't where you're supposed to be, is what they're saying. And again, general reading, take what works, but that's where we're at with this one. So when we look at it from that perspective, it's really about your growth, your expansion. And they're wanting, that's interesting. They're saying that you've been playing with the law of attraction. You're not really sure how it all works. You think that, you speak it or you do your affirmations and things just magically happen, which in a lot of cases they will. But then there's the other stuff, because we'll ask for things that we really, really want in the moment, but we don't understand the consequences. And what this is saying is now you understand better as to how, when you ask for something, sometimes the universe has to move around a little bit. Sometimes you ask for something and you have to let something go for that to come in. They talk about if you want to have a romantic partner in your life, clear out half your closets, move half your books to one side of the shelf. You're making space for that person. The universe hates a vacuum. So if you make the space, something has to fill it. And this is saying you've been putting out this change that you've been wanting, but you haven't let go of something. And that's where the tower is like, okay, time to tear it apart. We're just going to do this, knock it all to the ground, and then you can rebuild. But the beauty of it is you're coming out on top. Your outcome for this whole reading, the way this all plays out is going to be for your benefit. You will come back into balance. You will come back into alignment with your higher frequency. Things are not going to go smooth. There's no lies here in that respect, but they're going to end up better. And from there, you can plateau and launch off to the next thing. So with that, we will pull some oracle cards here, and I'm using the Mystical Wisdom Oracle deck. The art is amazingly beautiful, so I'll hold the cards up as we go through, and you can pause before we pull each card so that you can ask a question or seek a little clarity as to what's going on. I will intuit the card as my guides bring forward. It could apply in general sense to the reading, or it could be something that one of you just needs to hear. There's always something available through these readings. So your first card is Archangel Gabriel, the messenger of creativity and hope. Gabriel's also the energy of water. She works with the West, and the West is the ruler of the element of water. Through this entire reading, water has been your support, so working with Archangel Gabriel this month is actually super important, is what I'm hearing. I'm also hearing that this is a time of lessons and growth for you, but through this process, it's training. You're showing other people the way. Archangel Gabriel wants you to know how loved and blessed you are. Challenges come, you're able to go with it. When you work with the element of water, you're able to overcome those challenges, grow through them, or carve a new path. But by doing so, you're living the example for others. Earth, you are in a beautiful position right now for expanded awareness and growth potential. Archangel Gabriel comes in with her chalice full of blessings and joy, and she wants you to also feel that joy and spread the joy to others. Your second oracle card is Confrontation. Pick your battles wisely. So with this one, it's going back to your hopes and fears is what they're showing me. You get to pick the journey ahead. The confrontation is, are you willing to face your shadow? Are you willing to step into this next role? What you have done, are you willing to continue? The things that you have put in place, the things that you have triggered to make happen, are you willing to confront those fears of loss? Are you willing to confront those fears of what if I don't succeed? Because on the other side of the confrontation is the answer. The illusion has been removed. Look at how beautiful our results are. You're moving into a land of prosperity. You're moving into a land of abundance and peace. But to get there, you have to climb the mountain. You have to go through the steps because it helps you develop you as a person. It helps you develop, as your grandfather used to say, helps you develop character. But it's helped you become who you are. You can't wish away your past. You wouldn't want to, because to erase the past is to erase the unique version of you. So this is where you get to make those choices. Are you willing to confront the things that are in the way of moving to that next state? Are you willing to look in the mirror? Because usually our mirrors are where our biggest enemy is. Are you willing to look in the mirror and say, how do we move past this situation? What lesson can I learn from this? Breaking the cycle or the pattern. So let's look at your third oracle card. This one's a little deep. I'm sorry, Earth. This was not, what comes in comes in. That's not how it was. Did not mean this to be so intense though. Your third oracle card is dreams. Believe in your dreams. Keep your attention on that which is important. Focus on the future. Focus on support, on love, on joy. As the ups and downs of life come at you, your dreams are what give you hope. There's always hope, even in the darkest of times. And your dreams may also be bringing you messages, so pay attention to your dreams as you go forward this month. But they're also saying this is a time where dreams are coming true, the fulfillment of the things you have worked so hard for. And it could be something minor. Okay, you got that promotion you've been trying for 4 years. It could be that you finally signed the papers on that house. The dreams that you have been searching for, the things you have been chasing, the things you've been putting your effort, your energy, all of your ability to create into this dream. This is what the universe is wanting you to understand, is this is how it comes into being. This month, going to be a little bit of an interesting month for our Earth family, a little bit of shakeup going on here, but the outcome is going to be amazing because you have these two cards as your finality for everything. The Lovers and Dreams. Your outcome, Earth, is really, really rosy. It's really positive. Just have to play in the mud a little bit to get to that part. So with that, if you're new here, hit that subscribe button, drop a like on the video, comment, let me know your thoughts, feelings, and impressions, and I will see you guys in the next video.